Have you ever wondered where the deep questions about life, the universe, and everything in between originated? A journey back in time takes us to the cradle of Western civilization, ancient Greece. A period of immense intellectual growth and discovery. It was here in the bustling marketplaces and serene academies that the seeds of philosophy were sown. The term philosophy, from the Greek philosophia meaning love of wisdom, was born. It's a quest for understanding, a pursuit of truth, a way to examine and explain the world and our place within it. Philosophy dared to question the unquestionable, challenge the accepted, and seek the hidden depths of existence. This intellectual revolution didn't just shape ancient Greece, it forever altered the course of human thought, laying the foundations for science, politics, ethics, and much more. Now let's venture into the minds of some of the most influential philosophers of ancient Greece. Our journey begins with Thales of Miletus, often considered the first philosopher. Born in the ancient city of Miletus, Thales's quest for knowledge and understanding transcended the mythological explanations of his era. He was a radical thinker, a pioneer who sought to explain the world through natural phenomena rather than divine intervention. Thales was intrigued by the fundamental nature of the universe. He proposed that the essence of all things, the very fabric of existence, was water. This belief was encapsulated in his famous dictum, "Everything is water." He reasoned that water was the primal source, the origin from which all things emerged and to which they returned. It was a revolutionary concept, challenging the traditional belief systems of his time. Thales's ideas were not just philosophical musings, but a seismic shift in human thought. He dared to question, to probe deeper, to seek answers beyond the realm of the gods. Thales set the stage for a long line of thinkers who would challenge the status quo. Next we encounter Socrates, a man whose teachings would shape the course of Western philosophy. Born in Athens around 469 BC, Socrates was a stonemason by trade but a philosopher by calling. Unlike his predecessors, he left no written works, and we know of his philosophies through the accounts of his students, most notably Plato. Socrates introduced a method of inquiry known as the Socratic method, a form of dialogue where one asks a series of probing questions to expose contradictions in someone's beliefs, aiming to lead them to a clearer understanding. It was a radical departure from the traditional methods of the time, shifting from speculation about the cosmos to a focus on human behavior and ethics. His core belief was in the supreme importance of the human soul and its moral integrity. He strongly believed that no one willingly does evil, and that if one knows what is right, one will do what is right. This focus on virtue and morality formed the basis of his ethics, which he believed should guide all human actions. Perhaps Socrates' most famous saying is, "The unexamined life is not worth living." This statement encapsulates his belief in the power of self-reflection and introspection. He encouraged individuals to question everything, to seek knowledge, to understand themselves and the world around them, and to live a life of virtue and wisdom. In his pursuit of truth and wisdom, Socrates inevitably ruffled a few feathers. He was put on trial for corrupting the youth and not believing in the gods of the city. Found guilty, he was sentenced to death and, in a final act of defiance, willingly drank the cup of poison hemlock. His death, however, only cemented his legacy. Socrates' legacy is in his method of questioning everything, pushing us to delve deeper into our understanding of the world. He challenged us to be better individuals, to seek truth and wisdom, and to live a life of virtue. His teachings continue to shape Western philosophy, encouraging us to ask the difficult questions and strive for a deeper understanding of our existence. From the mind of Socrates, we move on to his most famous student, Plato. Born to an aristocratic family in Athens around 428 BC, Plato was a dedicated student of Socrates. The profound influence of his teacher's questioning spirit and tragic death motivated him to establish the Academy, one of the earliest known organized schools in Western civilization. The Academy became a hub for intellectuals, where Plato spent much of his life teaching and writing. Plato's philosophical ideas were revolutionary. He proposed a theory of forms, suggesting that the physical world we perceive is not the ultimate reality. Instead, he contended that the true essence of reality exists in a non-physical realm of ideal forms, or perfect models, of which all things in the material world are but flawed copies. For example, a beautiful painting to Plato is only an imperfect representation of the perfect form of beauty that resides in this ideal realm. In his famous allegory of the cave, Plato brilliantly illustrated his theory of forms. He depicted humans as prisoners chained inside a dark cave, mistaking the shadows cast on the wall as reality. The journey of a freed prisoner out of the cave into the sunlight symbolizes the philosopher's path from ignorance to enlightenment, from the perceived world to the world of ideal forms. Plato's philosophical inquiries extended to ethics, politics, knowledge, and language. He believed that philosophers, being lovers of wisdom and truth, are best suited to govern society. This belief was articulated in his influential work, The Republic, where he envisioned a utopian society ruled by philosopher kings. Plato's ideas have left a lasting impact on Western thought. His philosophy invites us to question our perception of reality, to seek truth beyond the surface, and to understand the world in terms of abstract, perfect forms. His vision of the philosopher as a seeker of truth and a guide for society continues to resonate today. Plato's ideas continue to impact our understanding of reality, challenging us to look beyond the physical world. Finally, we arrive at Aristotle, a student of Plato and a philosopher of all things. A quintessential polymath, Aristotle was born in Stagira, northern Greece, around 2,400 years ago. His father was a court physician, which likely influenced his interest in natural phenomena. Aristotle was Plato's student for about 20 years, absorbing the wisdom and knowledge of his teacher. Yet he would eventually part ways with Plato's idealistic philosophy. Aristotle was an empiricist, believing in the importance of observation and practical experience. He studied and made significant contributions to a vast array of fields, including physics, biology, zoology, metaphysics, logic, ethics, aesthetics, poetry, theater, music, rhetoric, psychology, and politics. He was fascinated by the natural world and sought to categorize and explain its many wonders. His work in biology was particularly groundbreaking. He identified numerous species of fish, and was one of the first to study the anatomy of various animals, laying the groundwork for future biological studies. In ethics, Aristotle proposed the doctrine of the mean, a principle that values moderation and balance. He believed that every virtue is the mean between two vices, one of excess and one of deficiency. For example, courage is a virtue that lies between recklessness and cowardice. This doctrine is a testament to Aristotle's practical approach to philosophy and life, emphasizing the importance of balance and avoiding extremes. Aristotle's influence is immeasurable. His ideas have shaped Western philosophy and continue to resonate with us today. His empirical approach to knowledge laid the foundation for the scientific method, and his doctrine of the mean has inspired countless moral and ethical frameworks. Aristotle's approach to philosophy reminds us of the importance of balance and moderation in all things. His legacy serves as a reminder that observation, practical experience, and moderation are vital tools in our quest for knowledge and understanding. As our journey through ancient Greek philosophy comes to an end, we reflect on the lasting legacy these thinkers have left us. Let's journey back to the beginning, where we met Thales of Miletus, the first philosopher. His belief that water was the fundamental substance of the universe sparked the first debates about the nature of existence. Today, his inquisitive spirit lives on in every scientific endeavor, reminding us to constantly question and explore the world around us. Then, we encountered Socrates, the father of Western philosophy. His Socratic method of asking probing questions to uncover the truth still shapes our education system today. Socrates taught us that wisdom begins with acknowledging our own ignorance, a lesson that continues to humble scholars and thinkers across the globe. Next, we delved into the thoughts of Plato, a student of Socrates. His theory of forms introduced a new dimension to our understanding of reality, suggesting that the physical world is not all there is. His ideas continue to inspire discussions on metaphysics and epistemology, challenging us to consider the nature of reality and knowledge. Finally, we met Aristotle, the philosopher of all things. His systematic approach to studying the natural world laid the foundation for empirical science. His theories on ethics, politics, and aesthetics continue to shape our societal values and norms. Aristotle taught us to observe, reason, and learn from the world around us, a principle that underpins every scientific and philosophical pursuit today. The impact of these ancient Greek philosophers extends beyond philosophy into fields such as science, politics, and education. Their teachings still resonate with us, sparking debates and inspiring new ideas. They showed us that philosophy isn't just about finding answers, but more importantly, about asking the right questions. The voices of these ancient Greek philosophers continue to echo through time, challenging us to question, to explore, and to understand the world in ever more profound ways.